Dairy farming is our today's topic, and that is what we're going to talk about today. So, welcome back. For those who already subscribed, thank you very much. The new subscribers, please subscribe, and you are welcome in this channel so as we grow together in this channel. So, today we are talking about dairy farming and the farmer's guide, or what you need to know when you want to venture into dairy farming. Just have a few things for a beginner who wants to venture into dairy farming, and that is what we're going to talk about today. So these are just the guides or the tips that you need to know as a farmer who is starting beef farming. First thing I need to know is you should need to, there is I think four main topics that we're going to break them down into subtitles so as we understand more. The first the first title that we are going to talk about is planning and infrastructure. Planning and infrastructure is the first thing that we are going to talk about. So when we talk about planning and infrastructure, first thing you have to develop a business plan. Yeah, you have to have a good plan for that investment because you're going to do that dairy farming as an investment. So you should have a good plan towards that investment. So first thing is develop a business plan for your animals. Secondly, you have to farm layout. Yeah, the way you're going to design your farm, where you're going to put the structures, we're going to put the waste area, feeding area, quarantine area, milking area, feed where you're going to plant your crops, storage. So you have to have a farm layout also. So you need to have a business plan, farm layout, then infrastructure. You need to have a place where you are going to take or to bring these animals to start now your farm. All these are under planning and infrastructure. So when we talk about infrastructure, here we talk about the cow shed, storage, where you're going to store the feeds, is under infrastructure. Where you're going to be milking these animals, under infrastructure. So you need to have those things. Another thing is hygiene and sanitation. Make sure you have a proper hygiene, cleanliness. That is how you're going to handle the milk. That in yeah, milk, making equipment such as hygiene and sanitation. The what? The few the what? The jelly you're going to use in milking. The milking guys, how are they? The hygiene of them. All that is under planning and infrastructure. Yeah, I have talked about develop a business plan, farm layout, infrastructure. Then the fourth is hygiene and sanitation. The second topic is hard health and management. That is the second topic, hard health and management. Under this hard health and management, there's vaccination. Yeah, so mostly there's freshens. Maybe there's an outbreak of lumpy skin. There's an outbreak of anthrax. There's an outbreak of foot and mouth, that is FMD. So such diseases, they usually there's no a strong treatment. Just there's no treatment. Just do supportive treatment. So the best way is via vaccination. So when you hear there is an outbreak of any disease, please carry out vaccination on time so as to protect and manage your animal's health. Second thing is good breeding practices. When we talk about good breeding practices, here we're going to talk about the way you're going to do your breeding. That is either use of semen, mostly AI, artificial insemination is the best when it comes to breeding practices. Yeah. So good breeding practices that is carry out the AI over registered or from good AI providers. Yeah. That is good breeding practices. Disease management. Yeah. Promptly or when you sorry when you act immediately to these diseases, it will be easily manageable. And sorry, unlike taking more time for you to act on a certain disease in your herd, it will take you more. more time. So disease management. Once the handler reports a case to you that such and such animal is having a challenge, you have to call the veterinary doctor promptly so as to come and attend to the animal for you to continue getting the profit or the milk. Like here, these are the heifers. Yeah, I have some few heifers that we are growing for next stage of our farm. So that was also another thing, disease management. Another thing is balanced diet. When we talk about balanced diet, you have to feed these animals on a diet that is conducive for them. Protein, carbohydrates, energy, vitamin, minerals. So the diet you're going to give this animal, it should be a total ratio. Yeah. It should be a feed that contains all the nutrients required for the growth and development of these animals. For more instance, because these are animals for milk, so the feeds also should be with nutrients that will give them the potential to produce more milk. So balance that's another thing. So under herd health and management, we have talked about also four things: vaccination, good breeding practices. That is, we have talked about AI mostly from pure breeds or from good breeds. Have disease management, then we have balanced diet. Okay, that is the second topic. The first topic was planning and infrastructure. The third is herd health and management. One is feed and nutrition. Feed and nutrition. When you talk about feed and nutrition, remember these are heifers, they are still growing, so they need more feeds for them to develop good structures, for them to have enough room where they will be carrying their feeders. So feed and nutrition, we have 3 points there. We have feed storage. Yeah. When we talk about feed storage, make sure you have under infrastructure we talked about where you're going to store the feeds. So feed storage, you have to get a facility where you're going to store the feeds that we are going to produce. Yeah. You have to know which feeds am I going to feed my animals under feed and nutrition. The nutrient value of these feeds, you can take your feed samples to the labs for you to get a good report from the laboratory that will give you the guideline or the way forward on which amount of nutrients you should improve in your diet for you to acquire good yields. Yeah, so feed storage and good production. You have nutrients needs. Each stage of the animals require different nutrients when it comes to growth and development. So nutrition needs. Yeah, that was the second thing. We were saying each animal require different nutrients for them to grow. Like the one after weeding, they require certain nutrients. When they are near getting to be given semen, there's a certain nutrient. So each stage of and development require different nutrients for them to grow well and develop their structures very good or very okay. So nutrition should check on each stage. Lactating ones, in calves, heifers, all of them they have different nutrient requirements when it comes to their development. We have sustainable feed source. As you all know, mostly feeds because became a challenge. So you have to have a person or a miller or a company that will be supplying to you feeds that are of high quality so as you'll have good production when it comes to your rearing of dairy animals. All types of livestock management, also poultry, all of them, you need to have a consistent person who knows the best nutrients that you require to give to your animal. The fourth thing is business and marketing. Remember, you are doing this program or this venture for business. So you have to do what? You have to know how you're going to manage your business and marketing. So here, when I talk about marketing, first marketing, you start where you're going to buy your calves, your heifers, standard marketing. We're going to sell your milk in the marketing. We're going to buy cheap feeds, but of high quality with high nutrients, standard marketing. So you have to study the market very well for you to know that. You have cost of production. You have to do very very much. You have to find production. You have to make sure the production is very very much cheaper and will give you good production when it comes to. You have to study cash flow. When you talk about cash flow, here you're going to know. I'm in my farm. I invested a certain amount of money. How is this money being circulated in my business? So, assuming you ventured into your investment, so you have that is where now the record keeping comes in and the cash flow. So you're going to be recording each details. I bought this calf or this heifers, this and this amount. I get transportation cost me this amount, medication this amount, feeding this amount, veterinary care this amount, the workers this amount. So the outcome I'm getting, that is now milk. How many liters am I getting from these cows? Once you do that calculation, you now know your investment. How is it doing? Because you invested this and this amount of cash. So my outcome is this and this. At the end of the period, you'll know the amount of profit you are getting from this venture. So record keeping also comes in there. You should have a knowledge of record keeping when it comes to this production. Another thing is waste management. Before starting your beef, your dairy, your poultry, any form of animal rearing, you have to know where you're going to dispose the waste. That is the manure from these animals. So waste management, you should know where you're going to dispose so as to keep the environment clean and yeah, to keep the environment clean. The advantage of that is that this manure can be used as the crop to grazing your maize, to grazing your lucerne, to grazing napier grass. The feeds are going to feed these animals because remember to control on the cost of production, you have to try your level best to plant your own crops that you're going to use to feed the animals. You can plant napier grass, maize for silage, lucerne, you also can bait for silage. Prod grass can make hay that also is good when it comes to production of when it comes to rumen balancing. Hay is also good. You can plant that is boma grass. We have all different types of grass that is being used for hay making. So you can use this manure to on that side of now the shamba or the farm. Now we're going to plant the fodder for these animals. Another thing is rearing heifers. That is another good pointer. Rearing heifers. Rearing heifers here, it comes in different stages. Remember, maybe you started your business or you started your investment with 5 cows. Maybe they were first calvers, second calvers, third calvers. You can also start with the fourth calver because that one you buy at a lower price. Then the calf, that the fourth calf from that cow, you can rear it for to become a heifer. Like the ones are seeing here, these are heifers. Been uh, they haven't been with the pregnancy. That is. So these ones we have raised them ourselves from day one to where they are. So heifers they are good mostly when you have raised them you yourself because okay it is expensive to raise a heifer by the way, but they're good because you know the record of these heifers, the day they were born, the age, the health status. When we talk about heifers they're they're like youths. Yeah, some they call them Gen Zs. Okay, heifers they're like youths. So when you have maybe you have 10 cows, that they give birth 10 calves. You remember now after 1 year, that is 12 months, you'll be having good heifers that they will be approaching to be given semen. Yeah. So that time, remember now your herd will be already have expanded. Now you'll be having 20 animals. And at the same time, these cows, they'll be already pregnant because after 3 months of milk of lactation, they'll be in calf. So after reaching 1 year, you'll be having another baby or another calf. So in the period of less than 4 years, you'll be having around 30, yeah, 30 calves. Not calves, cows in your farm. So for you to grow your herd, it requires just a period of like 5 years. You'll be having more than 40 calves or cows when you start with 10. So heifers, they have good importance when it comes to dairy farming. Yeah. Still also you can sell or you can dispose or you can cull their mothers when they start lowering, when the milk production goes low, you cull their mothers, you promote these heifers to be the next milkers. So heifers, they do very, very much well, and you should be having more heifers in your farm. Okay, you can also, when you talk about semen, you have some semens that are there for the sect semens, where there are 99%, let me not say 100%, let me give them 95% surety that the calf delivered to the female. So such semens you can be administering to your heifers or your cows for you to increase the surety of these females producing female calves. Yeah, by doing that, you'll be increasing the growth of your herd. And like just giving these are cheap semen that goes maybe for a few dollars. Such mostly those semens, the probability of giving a female is very low. Mostly they give a male. And I remember in dairy farming, having a male cow or a male, yeah, just a male livestock in your farm is a waste of money and waste of resources because it's feeding milk, education, what. So if a cow delivers a calf down a bull, just sell it locally to people who do what who do beef farming. They can buy, yeah, to reduce or to lower the cost because they'll buy it at the age of 1 week, 2 weeks, zero cost. At least to be having a balance of this money you use for semen. So you have to mostly try a level best have heifers in your farm because they're the next milkers for the next generation. Uh-huh. So last thing that we want already to talk, that's why I put it last, is about the how to control the cost of production. Yeah. And I said you should plant your own fodder that you are going to plant your own fodder that you are going to feed your animals. As of my case, where I'm with these calves, as you can see, I have some fodders. I don't know if you can see the farm there down full of maize. These maize we use them for silage making. Let me zoom a bit. Yeah, you can see those maize we use for silage making. Yeah, they're just near our compound where we have the calves, as you can see. Yeah, so this fodder we ensilage this maize. As you can see, they're in a stage of flowering. Almost like 2 weeks, we'll be cutting them for silage making. Yeah, we'll be cutting them for silage making. It's a big area. This one helps to control or to reduce the cost because we have our own feed, our own fodder. So buying fodder, we only buy dairy milk. That is the concentrate for giving these dairy animals. In our next video, I'll be showing you the dairy animals, the ones we are milking, and discuss more on how to do what, how to carry out the milk, how to store the milk, how to pasteurize the milk. We are going to discuss in our next video. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment.